Jason, and I'm a forestry tech at Fleming College. Today I'm going to address you how to dry lumber properly. According to the U.S. Forest Service's Forest Products Laboratory, Madison, Wisconsin, it takes 1 inch or a 4-quarter stick of green board 45 to 60 days to dry and 15 to 20% moisture content. With that said, in sunny, temperate conditions, it's best for not too humid weather. If you live where it's colder, it takes longer to dry wood length of period of time. Now, I'm going to show you where a good place to stock wood. Looks like a good site over here to dry your lumber. You want a site that is out of the sun, but also that is not too wet and boggy, like this position right here. You don't want too much trees, like these trees over here, you don't want to have it too close, or you'll have tree litter falling onto your pile. And if you have it too much in the sun, it'll dry your piles too quickly, and you don't want that. Your lumber won't be as good.
Site to pile your lumber, it's also important to take into account where the prevailing wind is coming from. In this case, the prevailing wind is coming from the north. You want the prevailing wind to be able to run through the side of your pile. This will aid in drying your lumber more rapidly, and it's also going to reduce your risk of checking. Checking can be caused if the boards are piled with their ends facing the prevailing wind, which will cause the boards to dry too quickly, and then they get on the ends, and then they get a little crack in the end of the board. This will reduce the value of your lumber, so you want to avoid this as much as possible. So once again, it is important to pile your boards so that the prevailing wind is running sideways through the boards. Having your boards, it's important that you have a level foundation. So obviously here we do have a nice level foundation because it's a concrete floor. But outdoors, where you're going to have a bit of roll to the land, you may need to improvise by making your own level foundation. So you could bring in some gravel if you wanted to, and then put something like cinder blocks on top, and then possibly put some garbage lumber or some 4x4s down, and then begin your pile on top of that. Another thing that some people do when they're starting to make a log pile to reduce the risk of checking is they paint the ends of their boards with latex paint. This just seals the end of the board so the wind can't affect it as much, and then it'll reduce your risk of checking and hopefully increase the value of your lumber. So another thing when you're making on your own pile of lumber for drying is you need to have stickers. Stickers is just a term used for the piece of wood that you put between the boards to keep them separated. It's important to have all your stickers to the same dimensions, because when you lay them down, if they're not the same dimensions, your board isn't going to be lying perfectly flat. So then when it dries, you're going to have a bit of a wave to your board, which you don't want. So when laying out your stickers, you want to lay them out about every 2 feet, and you want to cut your stickers to whatever the width of your pile is going to be. So you don't need to lay your boards in a single stack like this. You can put as many stacks out as you want while going up. So I'll show you an example of how to lay this out. So we got our stickers already laid out here. So we'll take our board, lay it across the top of our pile, lay a few more stickers down. Like I said, lay them out about every 2 feet. Alright, so there we go, and now we're ready to put our next layer on. And that's how it goes, easy as that. So now you can see that the prevailing wind will be able to blow right through here. Your boards will get dry, and hopefully with that latex paint on the end of your boards, it'll reduce your checking. You'll have an increased value in your lumber, and you'll be able to do all your woodworking projects you want by drying your own lumber. Final point about drying lumber is to make sure that you check your pile periodically, just to make sure that everything's drying properly. If your lumber pile is drying too slow, it could be developing mold and stain, which will lower the value of your lumber, which you don't want. So I hope this video was informative, and I hope it helps you with all your lumber drying needs.